Good morning and welcome to the 9th Annual Trauma-Informed Care Summit. The theme of this summit is resilience, healing, and hope. It is my hope that in this 30-minute mindful exploration that you experience the body as a resource for resilience. My t-shirt was created by an individual in the developmental disability community. I can't think of a better visual depiction of resilience, healing, and hope. Thank you, Matt, for sharing your design with us. To reap the most benefit from this practice, I'm requesting two things of you. First, that you be fully present so that you can be inwardly focused. If you want to say hello in the chat, do that now, and then please try not to read or use the chat until the very end. And second, I'm requesting that you find a sense of curiosity and openness. Maintaining curiosity will allow your brain to stay focused. We will start seated and then work our way to standing. You have the choice to stay seated throughout the entire practice. Okay, so here we are ready to begin, and whatever chair you're in, make sure that you have a 90-degree bend at the knee and that the feet can touch the floor. So you might need to adjust. I'm just using a kitchen chair, so it doesn't have to be any specific kind of chair, but if your feet aren't touching the floor to begin, then maybe you can find a book and place that underneath you so that your feet aren't dangling right now. And so when you're ready, we're gonna place our hands at the top of our thighs, and I have my thumb on the inside and my fingers wrapped around my thighs, and I'm just gonna press down. I'm pressing down on my thighs so that I can feel that connection. And then you can start to press mid-thigh, and then we're gonna work our way up the leg. So we're gonna come towards the knee, but we're not gonna press on the knees. And we're gonna press into our feet as well. You can repeat this a couple times. So pressing at the top of the thighs, rooting down through not just our legs, but our feet as well. Helps us get this sense of our frame, of our container. This is the container of our body. The floor, and right now the chair, is a resource for us. So we can use these to help anchor ourselves. So feel the soles of your feet touching the floor, or maybe they're touching a book. And feel yourself as you're rooted in your seat. Can you create some length through your spine? So nothing rigid, we're not arching the spine. As you have that sense of groundedness in your lower body, it allows the upper body to be light, maybe some softness. So now soften your hands, just rest them on your thighs. Elbows are softly bent. Now we'll tune into the breath. So as we tune into the breath, your gaze can be at one point on the floor. If you feel comfortable, you could softly close the eyes. Just allow any softness around the face as we tune into the breath. So first noticing the air coming in and out just through your nostrils. And then notice the air coming in and maybe a little bit out just through your throat. Now noticing the air coming in and out at your chest. And now following your breath, noticing the air coming in and out at your belly. And now as the eyes are softening, can you soften the jaw? And notice that as we soften our facial muscles, especially the jaw, this can also help us soften through our belly. If your eyes were closed, softly blink them a few times, bringing your awareness back into the room that you're in. And we'll begin with some movements. So these are gentle rhythmic movements, which is really nice for the brain. So it's not exercise, but it's exercise. So we'll start with scrunching our fingers and our toes and then releasing and spreading. So we'll scrunch and then release and spread. You can rest your hands on your legs here. You can have socks or shoes on, it doesn't matter. You can be barefoot and feel as you spread your toes. If you're barefoot, you could really feel the air between your toes, but whatever feels comfortable for you is just fine here. And then we'll bring some breath awareness to this. So the inhale is the scrunch and the exhale is the spread. And if that feels confusing, or you're already feeling confused and frustrated, then just let it go. Just feel the movement. Just connect with the rhythm of the movement. And whatever that rhythm looks like for you. So it could be faster or slower than me. It doesn't matter. Your rhythm. And now we'll start to lift fingers and opposite toes. So we're just lifting fingers, opposite toes, and then we'll switch sides. And we'll go back and forth a couple times, lifting fingers, lifting toes. And just notice how that feels when you lift your toes. How does that feel in your calf and in your shin? So we're just gently kind of waking up the body and waking up the brain with all this contralateral movement. And now if you'd like, you can try lifting a hand and maybe lifting the opposite foot. And how much is totally up to you. So it doesn't have to be this giant lift off the floor. You might need to adjust how you're sitting in your seat. So maybe you need to come forward a little bit, or maybe you were too far forward and you need to slide back. Just notice what happens. You could always just lift fingers and toes. You could lift a little, you could lift a lot. So what feels good to you? Try a few and see what feels right or what feels interesting, what pace feels right or interesting for you. If I'm going too fast, slow it down. If I'm going too slow, you can speed it up to your appropriate level. So the reason we do contralateral movements is because it helps with the hemispheric integration of the brain. And then you can bring that to stillness. And you might want to shake that out. So you can shake your hands out a little bit here. All right. And now we'll do some circles. So picking up one foot, doesn't matter which one, we'll start to circle the ankle. And then you'll start to circle the opposite wrist. Now you can keep the wrist fingers open, or you could make like a soft fist, doesn't matter. Notice how it feels in the ankle that you're circling and the wrist that you're circling. Notice if they're going in the same direction, maybe they're going the opposite direction. You want to switch at some point, so switch directions. And just kind of find where it feels like that's a good amount of circling. So it doesn't have to be huge, it could be small, just bringing some awareness into these subtle things that we really probably don't spend a lot of time paying that much attention to. And this supports your body. This foot and this ankle are supporting your weight all day long. Okay, bring that to stillness. Now before you do the second side, just pause for a second, just notice. Do you feel any resiliency already? Do you feel any of those radiant sensations maybe in the ankle and the wrist that you were just circling? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, it's fine. When you're ready, we'll start with the opposite ankle and then the opposite wrist. So again, it doesn't have to be big circles. Maybe you want to make it as small as possible and see how much you can notice when it's very small. Or maybe it feels like you've got a lot going on and you want to make your movements bigger. So just listen and bring awareness and then switch directions and notice if this side feels different. Notice if your dominant hand feels a little more creaky than your non-dominant hand or foot. And then bring that to stillness. All right, now we'll do a little bit for our shoulders. So you can start with shoulder rolls, rolling them up, back, and down, rolling them back, up, and forward. So noticing the difference between what happens when you roll them up, back, and down, or up and forward. You can also bring your fingertips to your shoulders and do some movements. I really like this one. I do this one a lot, especially long days, doing computer work or whatnot, maybe driving, whatever you do. We can pretty much all benefit from some shoulder rolls. And then you can go forward. You can start to do opposites. So, well, I guess this would be like a backstroke. But then to really work with your brain and build that resiliency, see if you can do opposites. So one goes up and one goes back. And if it gets too confusing, again, just let it go, but maybe you try the other side. And just notice your breath here, so you don't have to manipulate the breath in any way. Just notice when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. And when that gets to be, too much, what am I doing? Just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Now bring your hands either onto your heart, or if you don't like to actually place your hands on your body, then just in front, and then lower your gaze. I want us to cultivate feelings of self-compassion. Now I know for some people that might feel odd or strange, or I'm not even sure how it would connect with self-compassion. If that's you, if you feel like, whoa, where's she going with this? Then maybe self-compassion isn't available in this moment, totally fine. Maybe you have compassion for someone in your life that you really care about, someone who might need some compassion right now. Maybe you have compassion for a pet that's nearby. That's fine. Just cultivate the quality of compassion. And with our gaze cast downward, it kind of resonates inside of us. And as we inhale, we'll open our palms up out to the side. So as we open our palms out to the side, this is sort of our offering into the world. And if you're using self-compassion, you would be gathering that from the world and then bringing it back into your center, lowering your gaze. Either hands touch your heart or near. Opening back up. You can even lift your chin here, lift your gaze a little bit, and then bring it back into your center. So opening up. Maybe there's qualities of kindness or respect, or things that you feel like you need for yourself. So open up to those qualities and then bring them into your center. This is all about filling our bucket, if you will, so that we can be of service in the world. And then this last time, just bring it back into your center and pause. Notice how you're feeling. And then we'll continue on with a little bit of a twist, so similar sensation. We're gonna bring in that quality of compassion, kindness, respect, hope. So you'll inhale your arms either into a cactus, or you can inhale your arms all the way towards the ceiling, but if shoulder issues are going on, maybe cactus is where you stay. And we'll place our hand across the body, either on or in front of, right here above your chest. And then we'll come back to center, either here or here, and then twisting to the other side. So we're twisting from the waist. So we're not cranking around from our upper extremities here. It's a gentle twist. These are gentle qualities: self-compassion, kindness. So we're going to treat our body with kindness if we really want to cultivate that sensation out in the world. And as you're twisting, maintain that connection with the floor beneath you. So allow your feet to go back into pressing so that you're protecting your spine, and that the twist is actually initiated all the way from the ground up. Everything is connected in your body. No part is left behind. Now, invitation to stay this time. So placing that hand either at your heart or right in front of it. And your gaze can look over this shoulder, or if it's feeling like that's creating some tension, then counter your head to the other side. Maybe you just see what that feels like. Inhale wherever you are, and then exhale, come out of the twist, and we'll go to the other side. And if you had a armrest here, you could put your hand on that armrest. Just don't use it as like a crowbar to crank yourself around. Again, this is a gentle twist. We're just kind of waking the body up. Noticing how it feels. Pressing into the opposite heel, especially when you're in this twist. And then coming back to center. All right, for the legs, you might want to come forward a little bit here. We want to do some swinging with our legs. So starting with one and noticing how that feels. And then the other one, notice how that feels. And then we might want to do two, but you might want to scoot back at that point. So swinging the legs. So rhythm, repetition, all these things are really important for our brain. And this is what we see kids do a lot, right? And we just think that they can't sit still. And we think, oh, there's something wrong. That kid can't sit still. No, they're actually very right. They are self-regulating. This is what it looks like. So maybe try resisting the temptation to say, stop that, and just accept it, and maybe swing along with them. And then from here, rest your feet. Notice any of those radiant sensation in the bottoms of your legs. And we'll inhale the arms out to the side and across your body. Kind of hug your body in. And when you hug your body in, squeeze your arms a little bit. If it's okay for you, if you don't like touching yourself, then you wouldn't be squeezing. You would just hover your hands here. Otherwise, kind of give yourself that deep pressure. Inhale and open up. Exhale, cross the other arm on top and going back and forth. And now if it's okay, you will start to tune into your breath again. So this is your inhale and this is your exhale. Squeeze. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. 2 more, inhale, exhale. And when you're ready, release your hands by your sides and just pause for a moment. Okay, the next series we're gonna do is standing, but like I said in the intro, you could continue to stay seated. You would just modify it by doing the same position. You'll just be in the chair. Okay, so now if you're standing, come behind your chair. We're gonna use it sort of as an assist for us. So we'll start by mountain pose, and you can take your feet. The nice thing about a chair is that you can take your feet to the width of the chair legs, so you have some space for your pelvis. And we'll come into our mountain pose by pressing down through our heels and the balls of our feet, lifting the muscles of the legs upwards. So I know it's a little bit of a sensation here. We're pressing down through the feet and we're lifting up through the legs. Press down through the sitting bones, lift up through the waist. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let the head be a natural extension of the spine. Notice your breath in mountain pose. So as you inhale, notice the slight rise of the chest. And as you exhale, notice the slight contraction at the navel. It's not big, it's very subtle. So no one would notice if you decided you needed to take a pause for yourself. You could come into mountain pose and no one would know that you were actually practicing self-care in the moment. From here, we're gonna start to lift one, raising one arm up. So I like to bring it sort of in the center and I follow my gaze with my arm as I lift it up and going up to your degree, so it doesn't matter where it goes, and then bringing it back down. So giving the eyes a central point of focus is really nice to just keep us in this awareness, this present moment focus. Now, if you like, you can add some balance to this. So as you inhale, you can rise to the balls of your feet, and you've got your chair here. So use your hand on a chair, so rise to the balls of your feet and then tracking your eyes back down. And we can bring some breath awareness here. So you'll inhale to rise and then exhale to lower. And we're gonna lower all together and extend that exhale a little bit. So the inhale might be a 3 or 4 count to lift you up. And then the exhale might be a 4, possibly a 5 count. So I'm gonna count it 1 time just to give you a sensation of that. So lifting 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switching to the other side, lifting. You can either lift to the balls of your feet or not, that's your choice. You could also try taking your arm out to the side and up. Again, these are all just choices for you to play with. I just kind of prefer this because it gives my eyes a nice place to keep gazing upward. If you want to add that counting and lifting to the balls of your feet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we'll really challenge our brain a little bit more here. So we're gonna inhale, the arms will lift, but one will go all the way up, the other one will stay at the side, and then the other one will come down and we'll pick up the other arm as we lower the arms down. So you're gonna inhale out to the side, and again, it can be here, you don't have to lift all the way up, just work with what's available to you. Just notice that one reaches to full extension, and then as it comes down, it picks up the opposite one or the friend on the other side and you come down. And you can try this also, adding that balance and adding that breath awareness. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I did that the wrong way. Let's try it again on the other side. I make mistakes too, it's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try that again the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause here. Notice, what does it feel like in your legs? Do you feel how strong they are when you're balancing? Maybe you need to shake them out a little bit. So give them a little shake. Maybe they were getting tight. If you were doing that in your chair, you probably still got some heat building, some brain working. So anything that I'm showing you can also be done in the chair. Now I'm gonna move my chair to the side. You could either move your body to the side, but I need to move my chair. So we're gonna take a wide stance with our legs. So it doesn't have to be the widest, but just a wider stance with the leg. And then we're gonna pick up one heel and rotate it. So we're gonna do a side bend. So this knee is gonna be tracking over top of the second and third toe. And as we do this, the arm, we're gonna track our eyes with our arm, and it's either gonna be in that cactus, and you can extend to whatever range of movement feels okay, or you could slide it up and over. So now we're opening up the side, and not just the muscles, but the actual lungs. So we'll notice our breath here as well. And the width of your stance and how much you bend into that knee, that is totally up to you, okay? I'm more about sensation and awareness, and a little bit less about the form. I just want you to feel your body in space. So when you're ready, you'll inhale, just get into the movement right here. So just inhale and extend the arm. Exhale, you can track it with your eyes as it comes back to your back leg. Inhale, and I'm slightly bending into that knee as I extend the arm, and then I slightly straighten the leg back to the starting place. So now if you want to add the breath, this would be your inhale for 4, and then exhale. Start with a 4 count exhale, because you're still getting used to this movement. Then inhale for 4, and now exhale for 5. Inhale for 4, exhale for 5, or maybe 6. And do 2 more on your own. Now this time we're gonna do it one more time, and I want you to pause. So it's just an invitation to stay here. Now, your gaze can follow your hand up top, or if that's creating tension in your neck, you could look underneath your front arm. You could even look downward. If there's tension in that knee, if bending it's too much, take out some of the bend. Pausing here and breathing. So breathing into this side of your body, noticing how much space that you get when you breathe here, and not just in the front, but the side and the back. And when you're ready, press into your feet and lift up from your hand. Inhale, and then exhale, draw it down. Now, before we switch to the other side, just rotate your feet forward and pause here and notice as you breathe, do you notice sort of some energy building? This is a safe, natural way to build energy in your body. It's nourishing energy, unlike an espresso. This is a safe, nourishing type of uplifting energy. So just notice that. Maybe one side feels a little different than the other side. Maybe you don't notice it, it's fine. We're gonna do the other side anyway. So you can maybe switch your body. I'm gonna switch my chair. And I should mention too, the chair can be this way, or you could flip it the other way and have your hand on the seat of the chair. The higher that you have your hand, obviously the safer it would be. So I'm opting to show you at the highest level. So widen your stance again, and then pick up that inside heel and rotate the toes so that they're in line with your chair. And the foot placement could be sort of in the center of the chair. You might look at the angle between the front foot and the back foot and notice what feels comfortable for you. Some say lining up the front heel to the back arch. But what feels good for you? That's what's important to me. All right, when you're ready, we'll inhale. And again, we're just gonna explore the first couple. So you might bend into that front knee. You might not like bending into that front knee. This is a different side. You might have a different sensation. You might want to try doing a different way of extending through the arm. So it's your practice. I'm just giving you some options. And this is all about just exploring and feeling sensations in the body. And repetition is so important for our brain and our nervous system. And extending the exhale is also really a quick and easy way to tap into the relaxation of the body and allow the brain to come back into present-centered awareness, making safe decisions and choices. All right, now I will start bringing in awareness to the breath. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on with a 4 count inhale and a 5 count exhale. 4 count inhale, and then either 5 or 6 count exhale. 2 more times. And this last time, I want you to hold and see what feels appropriate for you. The face can look up towards that hand. If that's too much in the back of the neck, the face can look straight forward, or you can look down at your front foot. Sometimes I like to look down and just make sure that that knee didn't accidentally start tracking inwards, because that is a tendency for a lot of people, including myself. So I like to make sure, make sure that knee, if it's bending, it's over the second toe. And we breathe here. Breathe into the side ribs. Notice all that space that we're creating, all that capacity for fresh breath and awareness, good decision making. Okay, press into your feet. Inhale, lift you up, and exhale, draw that arm down. And pause here. So that's just a quick way to build up some of that nourishing energy for yourself. So I wish we could go on, but you have a long day, so come back to sitting in your chair. Come to the edge of your chair just slightly so that your feet are planted on the floor underneath you. Place your hands right at the edge, so maybe fingertips on your knees, and we'll do a gentle cat-cow here. So when you inhale, you'll slide your fingers back and maybe lift the chin slightly. And then as you exhale, slide your fingers over top of the knees and maybe gently looking towards your navel and let the navel contract. So it's a soft inhale and a soft exhale. Soft contraction of the navel. And then bring yourself back to that tall spine, sitting up comfortably in your seat, making sure your feet are planted underneath you. Palms can be down or palms can be up. Take a moment to notice any resilient and healing properties that are happening in your body. Any tingling sensations, any warmth, any breath awareness. What do you notice in this moment? Now I want you to rub your palms together and allow your attention and focus to be at the center of your palms. So rubbing the palms together creates a little bit of heat from the friction, and we're going to use that now to cover and cup our eyes. So if you're wearing glasses, you might want to take those off. And you can either place your palms in front of your eyes or actually over your eyes. Breathe here. Exhale. And now rub your palms together again. I'm going to close my eyes this time. You can try it both with eyes closed or eyes open. Cover your eyes. Breathe in to receive your healing touch. And exhale. Now your eyes can either stay closed here, or you can bring your gaze down, cast into the floor in front of you. Rest your palms now on your thighs. Again, either down or up, whatever feels appropriate for you. Down would be allowing that feeling, that quality of self-compassion to resonate within you, and up would be about compassion for others. So whatever feels appropriate for you right now. And taking just a moment here to really understand the benefits of doing these practices. So I'd like you to, in this moment, as we close out, I would like you to, in your mind, think of a time when you showed up as your best self. What was the situation that allowed you to either do something very important or prevent something maybe negative from happening? How did you feel in that moment? And really feel that in your body. Feel how you showed up in a very important time. Hold that feeling, those sensations, those memories. Hold that right now as if it were in your palms. Let it breathe. Let it breathe you. Now bringing your palms either onto your body at your heart center or just in front. And as we close out this practice, I'd like us to bring our palms now in front of our heart and bow our head. And remember that we are all human. We are all perfectly imperfect, just as we should be. If your eyes are closed, softly blink them open. Lift your gaze. I hope you have a wonderful day at this conference and a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you, and be well.